Jeff Lynch, president of Hampton Jitney. I live in Sag Harbor. A story broke that a person from New York City walked into Southampton Hospital and tested positive for COVID. One of the first cases in the South Fork. It came out that that person had ridden Hampton Jitney to get out to their home here. And the link that we thought we were going to keep open as an essential link was now going to be perceived as a means of spreading this virus. Are we an essential service? Are we a transit agency that's going to keep moving people because there are frontline workers that have to get in and out of the city for work, or maybe it's hospital employees, and ultimately that was our rationale in the beginning, that yes, let's keep running because we want to make sure that link between New York City and the East End of Long Island stays open. It got to the point, though, where irregardless of the schedule that we were trying to maintain, nobody was riding. It just became very clear at that point that this is not sustainable. There is no demand for travel at this moment, and that's when we made the decision to shut down. In April of 2020, we did start back up, again under the banner of being an essential service. There was no entity in New York State, no agency that said, yes, Hampton Jitney, you are essential, you should start up. It was essentially our own decision. And at the time we thought, okay, this thing will be over by Memorial Day weekend or maybe by the summertime, and we'll still be able to salvage our 2020 season. Obviously that turned out not to be the case. Things did slowly improve that summer, where counts did go up, but it was, 20-25% of what our passenger counts were like during the pre-pandemic. Coming off a season like 2020, where your passenger counts are in the toilet, you have equipment finance payments to make, you have mortgage payments to make on your facilities. Things were looking pretty grim. And as a business owner, this is not something that we'd like to admit to, but we became dependent upon federal handouts, PPP, Payroll Protection Program. It was a godsend for us. It was millions of dollars that kept us in business, and then as we got into 2020, there was another program called CERTS, the Coronavirus Economic Relief for Transportation Services. Frankly, those were the funds that enabled us to retain some employees and continue to pay our mortgages and equipment loans and keep us in business. We were approximately 240 employees with a fleet of almost 70 vehicles in early 2020. Coming out of this now, here in 2022, we are at 172 employees and down to about 59 vehicles. So we did have to consolidate quite a bit. You have to become much more empathetic. It's not just about a job, that people are coming here, they want to feel safe, whether it's the passengers or the employees. When they get on board, you have to make sure that their well-being is front and center. It's something that maybe was not the focal point in the past. How quickly the air turns inside the cabin became important, something that we never thought about previously. So these are our what we call the sneeze guards, which were installed. They were specifically made for us. We were one of the first motor coach companies to install them. We wanted to run, we wanted to operate, so we were looking for ways to get people back on the coach to make them feel safe. Yeah, we had occasionally people who did not want to wear their mask, or did not want to wear their mask during the whole entire trip, and we had a couple of incidents where we did actually have to put people off, but it was rare. I think for the most part, people, the passengers in particular, you know, they understood, and they wanted to take care of themselves and take care of each other. But now and again, we did get we had the occasional problem, and it was tough for our trip host people. These are minimum wage jobs. They're here to collect fares and serve passenger amenities. They're not here to be enforcers. Hampton Jitney has been around almost 50 years. We started in 1974. I've been here for 27 years. I personally have been through the dot-com bubble, 9/11, the economic crisis in 2008, 2009, even SARS, which was also around that time as well. Very little impact to Hampton Jitney relative to what happened in 2020 with COVID-19, and it changed my perception. There are things that are simply not in your control, and you have to not necessarily be ready for these things, but you have to kind of roll with the punches. Stressful, extremely stressful. Not just for your own well-being and how the virus may impact you or your family, but what it does economically, what it does to your employees, what it does to your passengers. It upped the level of stress for me. You know, I'm a man in my early 50s. This virus definitely gave me gray hair. I did not have gray hair prior to COVID-19. I do now. And I've learned to live with it.